The storm hit the Navy training base at 4:40 a.m., but Ariana Hale was already awake, already tightening her boots, already preparing to face another morning of pain, sweat, and doubt, thrown at her by everyone around. Most recruits thought she didn't belong there. Too small, too quiet, too gentle. But Ariana carried something heavier than Maselza. Promise she made to her older brother, Marine Corporal Eliale, who never returned from deployment. Before he left, he told her, "Ari, don't forget who you are, and don't forget what you can become." When he died, something inside her broke, and something else ignited. She joined the military not to prove others wrong, but to finish the path Eli never got the chance to walk. During the advanced close combat program, she quickly realized something. The harder she worked, the more the others resented her. She wasn't big like them, so they assumed she was weak. They assumed she would break. They assumed she would quit. During one brutal morning session, Sergeant McConnell called her name. "Hale, you're with Ramirez. Engage 2-on-1 match." Ariana froze. Two of the strongest fighters against her. The other recruits stared, some smirking, some pitying her. But Ariana only tightened her fists. "Primera que in a do this. I have to." The whistle blew. Ramirez attacked, first fast, reckless, eager to dominate. She barely dodged. Gage circled behind, creating a trap. They weren't evaluating her skills, they were trying to humiliate her. She blocked a punch, but the force sent pain through her arm. She kicked back, struck cleanly, showed technique they didn't expect. It only made them angrier. Ramirez slammed her to the mat. The air burst out of her lungs. She stood back up, shaking, but unbroken. Then everything turned ugly. Ramirez grabbed her from behind and locked her in a chokehold. Tight. Dangerous. A hold that was banned in training. Ariana gasped for air, clawing at his arm. Her lungs screamed. Her vision blurred. Gage only watched. "Tap out." Ramirez hissed. "You're done." But she heard Eli's voice in her mind. "Don't forget who you are." She refused to tap. Her legs buckled. Her breath slipped. Then a thunderous voice exploded across the gym. "Ramirez, let her go now." The room froze. At the doorway stood Chief Petty Officer Mason Drake, a decorated Navy SEAL, and the last person anyone expected to intervene. Ramirez released her instantly. Ariana collapsed to her knees, coughing, desperate for air. Chief Drake walked forward with a fury that made even the toughest recruits step back. "What in God's name was that?" he roared. Ramirez stammered. "Sir, we were only..." "You weren't training. You were assaulting a fellow recruit." Silence. Fear. Shame. Drake then turned to Ariana, his tone soft. "Hale, can you breathe?" She nodded weakly. "Good. Because we're not done." He faced Ramirez and Gage. Back on the mat. "All three of you." The entire gym buzzed with disbelief. Drake looked at Ariana. "Do you trust me?" "Yes," she whispered. "Then show me why you're here." The whistle blew again. Ramirez charged, but Ariana was no longer fighting alone. Drake's presence behind her felt like a shield, a force pushing her forward. She dodged cleanly this time. Her movements sharpened. Her fear melted. With a quick pivot, she flipped Ramirez onto the mat hard. Gasps filled the room. Gage rushed her, but she swept his legs, sending him crashing down. In less than 30 seconds, both of her attackers were on their backs, defeated by the girl they once mocked. Drake stepped forward. His voice was low but powerful. "Don't forget who she is." After the session, he called Ariana to his office. She expected punishment for getting involved in chaos she didn't cause. But Drake just stared at her, quietly. "You fight like someone carrying grief," he said. "Someone running from something, or toward something." "I'm not running," she replied. "No," he said. "But you're chained to fear, and chains don't break themselves." He paused, then added, "You joined after losing someone. A Marine, correct?" She froze. "Yes. My brother, Eli." Drake leaned back, eyes softening with memory. "I served with him." Ariana's breath caught. You knew." "Eli," Drake nodded. "He saved my life once, and he talked about you constantly. Said you were stronger than him, even if you didn't know it yet." Tears filled her eyes. Drake continued, "He believed you were meant for greatness, and today you proved he was right." Under Drake's mentorship, everything changed. Her punches grew sharper, her stance more stable, her spirit unbreakable. The other recruits began to respect her. Some even feared her quietly, respectfully, because they witnessed her transformation. For the first time, Ariana wasn't surviving the program. She was thriving in it. Weeks passed, and the final combat assessment arrived, a 12-hour physical and psychological battle that pushed recruits to their absolute limits. Many quit. Many fainted. Many failed. But Ariana kept going. Even when her legs burned, even when her lungs ached, even when blood dripped down her knuckles. When she fell, she whispered to herself, "Don't forget who you are." She rose again, and again, and again. Near the final hour, darkness crept into her vision. Her body begged her to stop, but her brother's memory pulled her forward. When the final whistle blew, she collapsed to her knees, breathing, trembling, alive. Drake approached. "You didn't just pass," he said. "You rose above every expectation, including your own." Ariana wiped her eyes. "I only kept going because of what you taught me." "No," Drake said. "You kept going because Eli believed in you, and now you finally believe in yourself." Then he handed her a small envelope. "This belongs to you." Her heart stopped. "This was from my brother?" Drake nodded. "He wrote it during his last deployment. He asked me to give it to you only if he didn't make it back." Ariana's hand shook as she opened it. Inside was a single line, written in Eli's handwriting. "Ari, don't forget who you ought to be. 'Cause the world needs the strength you're still afraid to show." Her tears fell freely. She pressed the letter to her heart. "I won't forget," she whispered. "Not anymore."
The sun dipped low, painting the sky in gold. Elena stood with Commander Hawley at the far end of the pier, the letter in her pocket and the silver star clasped tightly in her hand. Word of what happened had spread across the marina. Dozens of people gathered quietly, watching from a respectful distance. Even the three men who had mocked her earlier remained, faces lowered in shame. Commander Hawley turned toward her. "Elena, your brother didn't want to be remembered for how he died. He wanted to be remembered for what he stood for." She nodded slowly. "And what was that?" "Honor, courage, the belief that every life is worth protecting." A tear slid down her cheek, but this time, it wasn't from pain. It was from pride. "Your tattoo," Hale continued, "isn't just a memorial. It's a reminder of sacrifice, of service, of love." Elena looked at the ink on her skinning she once wondered if she should hide. Not anymore. Suddenly, one of the younger tourists approached, the tallest one, his voice shaky. "Ma'am, I'm so sorry. I didn't know." "We shouldn't have." Elena wiped her cheeks and shook her head softly. "You didn't know, but now you do." He nodded, humbled, and stepped back. Commander Harley moved forward, addressing everyone on the pier. "Ladies and gentlemen," he announced, "this young woman carries something many of us forget: the cost of freedom." People listened in reverent silence. Her brother saved my team, saved me. And today, I salute her not because of a tattoo, but because she honors the fallen with more dignity than most ever will. He turned to Elena. "Elena Ward, in the presence of civilians, veterans, and the families of those who served, He straightened his uniform. I offer you the salute your brother would have given himself. And again, Commander Nathan Hawley saluted her. Full. Precise. Respectful. A hero saluting the sister of a hero. This time, the entire pier joined him. Veterans placed their hands over their hearts. Civilians bowed their heads. Some cried softly. Elena stood frozen, overwhelmed, humbled, honored. Then, for the first time in 6 long, silent years, she felt her brother beside her. Not in grief, not in loss, but in pride. When the salute ended, Ali lowered his hand and spoke quietly. Your brother lived as a protector. Now you live as his legacy. Elena nodded, tears shining like silver in the fading sunlight. Thank you, Commander, she whispered. No, he replied softly. Thank you. The crowd slowly dispersed, leaving Elena alone at the edge of the pier. She looked out at the open ocean, wind brushing her face. She touched her tattoo gently. For you, Marcus, she whispered, always. And for the first time ever, she felt at peace.